YouTube, welcome back. We are 8 days away from running in the Leadville 100. So this is the second to last video I will be posting of this prep, and this video is going to consist on a lot of information that you guys have been asking about, which is all the gear I'm using, from the watch to the hat to the socks to the shoes, substitutes, backups, and anything in between, and where I got everything. And I'll be able to link everything too, just to make it easy for you guys, on top of my supplements that I'll be using. It's going to be a very informative video. I want to share everything that I'm doing to get ready for this race, which I have been doing, and now it's going to be how I'm going to execute this race with the products that I have and with what I bought and the money, a lot of money I spent on. But first, we got to test out the New Balance Super Comp Elite V5. I just got sent these, so we're going to head to the track right now. It is Thursday today. I fly out tomorrow night, and we're going to do some last minute turnover work. But I feel good, man. I feel good, and we're going to get into all that. So let's head over to the track. Warm-up lap done. We're trying to hold like a 6:15 to 6:30, something that just feels like I'm cruising, not forced. And I mean, besides talking right now, I've been doing everything, breathing through my nose. Heart rate was staying in zone 2, so we'll see if we can maintain high zone 2, low zone 3. That'd be ideal. Typically your marathon pace is zone 4. So my marathon pace for Wine Glass Marathon later in the year is going to be, I don't know, like a 6:10, 6:15. So we'll see how we're feeling here. Again, race is a week away, so can't push too much. That was a solid run. I fear that my marathon goal time in October, first week of October, is going to change. We want to come in a sub 2:45, but a 6:15 minute per mile pace was, my heart rate was in zone 2 the entire time. I'm on the track, obviously, but your heart rate should be in zone 4. So figure 6:05 to 6:08. So maybe 6 minutes, 6:08 range for the marathon, which means I'm pushing that 2:40 spot. But yeah, I mean, today was really just to test out. I had a lot of people that wanted me to test out these shoes, Super Comp Elite V5s. So the step up from the V4s. I have 2 pair of them, and I ran both of them. I like these more. I like these a lot more. I feel like these have a much faster pickup. I haven't been running in carbon plated shoes, so I definitely felt these kick a lot more. And I felt like, honestly, everything was effortless. So it could be because of the fitness. I'm the most fit I've ever been running wise, but it also could be these on top of, you know, this. So I like how they felt. Everything felt good. And yeah, let's get into the split. I'll throw the splits right here. So 7 miles total, about 48 minutes, 6:48 average pace. Average heart rate 148. I wanted to hold high zone 2s, like I said, and I did. I got faster as everything went on. Heart rate zones, yeah, I was majority in zone 2, a little bit in zone 3, and didn't even touch zone 4 once, which is very interesting to see, because that, again, should be your marathon pace zone. And I didn't touch it once. Paces, so 1 mile warm up at an 8:16, and then I did a 6:29, 6:24, 6:19, 6:21, 6:07, and then a 7:39 cool down. So progressively got a little faster, a little negative split action. Yeah, very happy about it. You know, about 8 days out, 8.5 days out. So that was the last bit of hard work. Either way, we know why we're watching this video. Let's get home. Let's get into the gear, because I'm excited to go over everything. and answer all you guys' questions. I think it's going to be very informative, and I'm excited to dive into everything. And to one day look back at all this and have everything here in case I ever need to do this again. And I know what I used, how much was it, so on and so forth. All right, we're back to the room. I just ate. Side note, I've been taking this sodium butyrate. It is for gut health, and been doing a lot of research on it. Should see results within a few weeks. So gut health, improved digestion, metabolic balance. Just kind of saying on the things I can control at the moment. I'm going to put all my gear right here. So we'll pick up when it's right there. We laid out all the gear. What we're missing are my clothes, because right now they are getting the Splendor water logo thrown onto them because I have to be repping them for the race, because they're the reason why I'm running this race. That is how I got into the race, which I said in my first YouTube video. So first part of the gear, we're going to start from the miscellaneous stuff, and then we'll get into shoes and everything like that, and watch, and so on and so forth. Headlamp. And for this, we have the Nightcore HC60 UHE. This is a brand that is working with Leadville, so it's a sponsor for the race. And this thing, I've never had a headlamp as bright as this. Nightcore. Check them out. It's got good battery life. This should be able to get me throughout the night, or excuse me, throughout the early morning and then the night to the finish. To stay on Nightcore, this is the portable charger that I will be running with. As you can see, it is slim, it is lightweight, it's got 2 ports, and I used this crewing my friend's Ultra last weekend. Lasted me the entire time, did not die out. So this will be on me as I am running later in the race when I am listening to music if needed. Moving across, sunglasses, Oakley Radar EV. I custom made these. I wanted the white border, black color lens, and then the gold chrome Oakley logo, which is pretty dope. These are my first pair of Oakleys. I love them. I love how they sit. And I'm excited to actually, break them in come Leadville. So Oakley EV Radar. Moving on, nose strips. You guys have seen a bunch of nose strips that I've been using. I have them linked in the description here. Everything that I can link, I will link in the description. Second Wind by Dream Recovery nose strips. These are the ones, I guess you could see it in there, the ones that are super thin. There you go. There you go. So very minimalistic. They're not like a huge strap across your nose. And they stay, especially when I'm sweating. I'm not going to be sweating as much in Leadville because it is going to be chilly, so these are going to be perfect. I'll probably swap out a pair at the halfway point, or maybe like a few throughout, because the more oxygen when you're working with less is better. Staying on the breathing wave, we have my steroid inhaler, Symbicort. This is for the breathing stuff that I had going on. It's all related to eosinophilic esophagitis, if anybody knows what that is. I had it as a kid, and it kind of came back and is progressing. So needed this. Next, got my regular inhaler. We'll be using this. I do have asthma, in case anybody was wondering. We'll be using this before the race, during the race, and whenever needed. Now we get into what's going to be going on my ears. So first off, we have Shox Open Run Pro 2. The white version here. Battery life on these are great. I think these are probably the best headphones you could get for trail running, just because you could hear everything around you, so if somebody has to pass you. And it's also loud enough to kind of lock in if needed. I figure I'm probably going to need this for Hope Pass if I'm not with Sean as I'm running. If I do have it for Hope Pass, that'll carry me for a majority of Hope Pass out and back, which would be about 4 hours, and these will suffice battery-wise. And then, if I want to go louder music, we have the Shox Open Run Fit Pro, something like that. I could be wrong, but here's how they look. And they sit right along the top of your ear, right like this here. I could still hear what goes on around me, but this is more, it's got a better bass, louder music, so this is more if I'm really trying to lock in. I'm only going to be using music prior to Hope Pass and getting to Hope Pass, because I'll have a pacer after that for the next 40 miles. So I won't really need music unless I'm really down bad. But these are the two I'm going with. Next, and probably most important piece of equipment. What watch am I using? that is the Coros Apex 2 Pro. And as you can see, it's got the Leadville backdrop. I've had this the entire time since I've had the watch. Heart rate monitor, I'm using Coros heart rate monitor. Connects easy, goes right on my arm. It's an armband. Getting back to the watch, a big reason why I like this watch is because of 3 reasons. So number 1, the battery life of this thing. The battery life. This lasts a long time. I don't have to worry about a 24-hour race, 30-hour race, 35. Like, it can last a long time. Active GPS. I charge this thing maybe once every week and a half, and I'm running almost every day. And when I charge it, it takes about 2 hours to get to a full charge. I love the functionality of it. I love the sleep tracking that I've been using with this watch. And the biggest feature that I love about this is the navigation. So I can download through Strava. If I download any segments or routes on Strava, they get connected right to my Coros. And all I have to do if I'm going to an outdoor run, I go to routes, my routes. If it's on the Coros app from Strava to Coros app to watch, I click that, and as long as I'm at the start location or somewhere close to the route, it'll tell me how to get to the route and where I have to go on the route. So when I'm running trails and I don't know where to go, this will give me turn-by-turn directions. I know I won't get lost in Leadville because I'm going to be with a lot of people, but when I was doing my first trail runs with this watch, especially trails that I'd never been to, this corrected me a million times on the turn-by-turn directions. And anytime you get about 50 feet off course, it'll ring and vibrate and tell you how to get back to it. And I was so sure I was on the right route the one time, and I was actually wrong. So navigation on this watch, amazing to a T. I have never had any problems with Coros. I've never had any delays, any data loss, any battery shortage, shutting off randomly, nothing. The Coros Pace 3 got me through my last man standing last year. I've had the Pace 2 prior to that. The Pace 3 has got me through all my marathons. This will be getting me probably for the next year or two until I decide to upgrade. But love everything about this watch. Some other small things. I wear leg sleeves. I'll probably be rocking the black ones because they are a little bit tighter. My left knee builds up fluid a little bit. So I have white, I have black. I use these primarily, these are on your calves. You can get up to the knees. I use these because poison ivy, honestly, like that, and just covering up my body a little bit more. Plus I like the compression. So the black's a little bit tighter, and both of these are from Amazon. This is, I forget what brand it is. I don't know, but this one is Mizuno. So like basically like a baseball arm sleeve that I just threw on my legs. I don't overthink it, I keep it simple. Gloves, because it is gonna be in the 40s and 30s. These are from Amazon as well. Now we get into the equipment that I will be using. Let's start it off with the vest that you guys have always seen. I texted Matt Choi and I said, yo, what vest do you use? I didn't do much research on my own. And we ended up with Salomon Advanced Skin 12. This thing has been amazing thus far. Never had any problems with it. The one thing I like about it is how much I can fit into the backpack part of it. On top of that, the pockets. It has 2 zipper pockets on both sides. There's a slot to throw anything into here. And then there is a back slot as well, which I throw all my garbage in that runs alongside the back. Not only that, but they will have 2 flasks that can fill up to 500 milliliters. 500 milliliters or about 16 fluid ounces. So these will have carbon electrolytes that will be sitting on my chest. But the one thing that I like about it is in this, there is this back slot here where I will be throwing another water bladder in. That's gonna come over my shoulder. Something that I will be sipping on. This is 2 liters that will be full of cold water the entire race. The goal is to sip on this if needed, and I'm okay with the extra weight as I'm running with this. I got this from the feed, I'm pretty sure. This is Hydra Pack. That is the brand that it is, and you can see everything on there. So Hydra Pack, 2 liters, figure 2 liters would be able to get me from aid station to aid station. Are there gonna be other people doing the same? I don't know. This is what works for me because I do sweat a decent amount and I I find myself getting more dehydrated than others, and so I want to be on top of dehydration and have more if needed. My legs are conditioned enough for the climbing, for the extra weight. I've practiced with that. I've practiced with harder weight and harder climbs, or more weight and harder climbs, so I'm not really too worried about that. Plus, I'd rather have the extra fueling if needed. Next up, this was bought separately, the pack for it. These are the Lecky poles, ultra light, ultra trail poles, ultra light. These are usually $200, $220. My tip to you, if you're gonna need a race, if you're running a race where you need poles, invest in a good pair. These have never disassembled. These have never came apart. These have never really failed me. And just to show the assembly of it, I'll show it real quick. So you throw this on right here, you strap that up. You'll see it has a little hook right on the inside. As we set up the pole, untangles. You start from the bottom, in, and then from here, you grab, you pull until it clicks. That'll click right there, and now it will not break. And now for this, you'll see right there, it clicks right in. Now I can swing around and do whatever. So if I need to, and if I need to just run and I don't feel like holding this, I just press down, pull up, and I'm done. If I want it back on, boom, right in, and I'm here. I've never had these fall off, had these pop off. They've been consistent, so invest in a good pair. Next up, hydration. This is a water filtration cap. So it has a filter with then a carbon filter on top of that as well. So what I would use with this is about 1 liter. And what I do is, it's the Be Free Catadine. Got this on REI. And so when I'm running, if I need more water or I need to refill, I will find a little stream, scoop it up, cap it up, and then any water that comes out is now filtered, clean water. Fueling is the priority with this. Now for something you guys probably have not seen before. This I saw on social media, and I was like, you know what, let me take a look and see what I can do. So the goal is to not carry as much in the beginning. And that's where the Raid LF2L belt comes into play. Here's what we got. It is a belt that's not gonna be bouncing around, that goes around my waist here. So on the back side, which is this side here, this pocket can hold 2 of these. This is a 650 milliliter bottle, so I could have this and another one, which I'm going to be using from my Salomon vest, stuffing 2 into this, and that'll be my fueling for the first good portion of the race. It'll be in the back here, and then in the front it has more pockets to throw gels and food in, but also it's got pockets on the inside which will be used for any other thing I need to stuff into there, on top of on that other side as well. So this was a little over $100 for a belt. There's a lot of functionality with it though. It has these straps to hold poles, but I'm not going to be doing that just because that would be a lot. So I'm curious to test this out. Haven't ran with it, but I'm going to try it out, and we're going to see if anything I'll pivot and adjust. Yeah, just trying to do everything I can and you know, cover my corners. If I could run with less weight and less things on my chest to keep my lungs open, sure, let's do it then. So I'll probably use this for the first until I get the whole pass maybe, unless I need to pick up at like mile 20 something, pick up my vest, then I will do that, which I probably will just to fuel a little bit more before I get the whole pass. Now the moment you guys have been waiting for. What shoes am I running in? So I'm starting off this race with my Salomon S-Lab Genesis. These are the Courtney Dauwalter edition. I have loved these because they have a boa type of tying mechanism, which helps a lot. These shoes are great. They have enough cushion, enough roll. I can go fast in that if I need to. There's no carbon plate. So I'll be rocking with these until I get to Twin Lakes. At Twin Lakes, I will be swapping into shoes that are a little bit heavier, the Hoka Mafate X. I've posted a video about these. They initially sent me these shoes to post about and to use, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll do it, and I ended up falling in love with them. So, wide toe box, wide base. I wish the ankle support was a little bit more, but it has the Vibram, I don't know how to say it, bottom there, and I've noticed that that cushioning has been the best for trail shoes. On top of these have a carbon plate. So I'm gonna be throwing my carbon plated shoes on right before Hope Pass. Now the thing is, at Hope Pass, what a lot of people don't know is when you're at Twin Lakes, that's the aid station right before you go out and then climb to Hope Pass. When you're going out, you have to cross through a river. So if I take my shoes off prior to that, these are gonna get wet. So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna have somebody follow me on my team, follow me for about 1.5 miles, maybe a mile or so, until I get across the river in my Solomons. Once I get across, I take them off and I hand them my Solomons, and then I throw these on with new socks, and we get ready to climb with dry feet, because it's not gonna be comfortable having wet shoes for a 4-hour climb. And so these are the shoes we're rocking. So that's all the gear that we have for the Leadville 100. From the shoes to the headlamp, the type of headlamp, I hope you guys are able to take something away from this. If you have any recommendations or need any other questions answered, you can throw it in the comments and I can do that. We have one more video of this series to get done, and that is will be posted about a day or so before the race. Tomorrow, flying out to Colorado. It's here. I got to get a lot more work done today and tomorrow, but I can't believe it's here. I said my goodbyes to people at work. It's crazy to think that the race you train for, you almost get so caught up in prep that you don't, the race you're training for, you don't realize that it's actually happening until it's actually here. You're so caught up in the work of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, what do I have to do? And I get it done. And you check off these weeks time and time again, and you troubleshoot the injuries and everything, and then you're like, wait a minute, I'm 8 days out from running the Leadville 100. And it's here. It is here. I know I haven't been as consistent with these videos the past few weeks or 2 weeks or so, but you know, there's a hierarchy to the priorities, which, you know, my life will come first. The trouble's there, and then making sure that that's in check, then work, then, you know, family, and then, you know, if I can, I'll make a YouTube video. And then brand deals is on top of the YouTube videos and stuff like that. So I've been prioritizing my health a little bit more, and gonna do a big change after this race. Not career change, but gonna change a few things around and really hone in on a direction that I can see myself going for the rest of my life. So I'm excited to do all this. It's here. The Leadville 100 is about to happen, and I'm gonna say something I haven't really said to anybody, but don't be surprised if you see a 22-hour finishing time. I think if altitude does not kill me too much and I'm able to manage that, I am fit enough to run a 22-hour 100-mile ultramarathon in the mountains of Leadville, Colorado. On the flip side, don't be surprised if I run a 28-hour. My health is the priority. I'm not running this race to die. You know, there's more to life than just this race. And so the only way I'm DNFing is if we're approaching that point, or if my body gives out on me, and that's involuntary, out of my control. If I drop and I can't control that, that's the only way I would DNF. I'm not going to DF because of time cut off, because I'm too slow. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you watched this far, if you've been tuning into this journey, let me know. Let me know, please. Even if I've never talked to you before, even if we used to be friends in the past, and then you've been watching these, or you're just watching this video, like, just let me know, because it does mean a lot. You can let me know in the comments. You can DM me. You can text me, because I see everything with the DMs and the texts and all that. So I hope this helped you guys, and we're about to do the thing. It is about time to make it happen. Next video, I will see you in Colorado.